points in theory to move up this leaderboard by any sizable margin. And a lot of these teams down at 33rd or even further are looking for something monstrous. And this is the map that I need everybody to buckle in for. Strap in that proverbial seatbelt because it's about to get wild. The pace of play is about to change. And for a team like Team Tony White watching their first drop, there are 5, 6, 7 teams all trying to float through this area around Opera House and further. And so far, it looks like they will not be contested on their drop spot, which means they can breathe for a moment, but they can't breathe for too long because they are outside top 20.
Huncho's squad decides to contest early on, fully wipes a team. Intercensal on that threshold, running into some issues, but at least we have cool, calm, collected moments for Team Tony White to get their cash up and grab a loadout. They're just a few thousand away from being able to make that occur here, and they should have no issue. Yeah, hit that cash register, get your money up.
Look, and I'm a big fan of the math, Tiff, so I'm going to give some more math for the people at home. Looking at historical numbers of about 54 being the number we want to hit for 20th place, there are 11 teams that are past that, with Caspian's team making a massive jump up to 12th place at 53.6. Pretty much everything below that 53 probably saved. 14th, Toyor. 49.6 points. You're not out of the weeds. You get wiped, you get sent to the gulag, you don't win your ones, you're out of here, and you're probably not making regional finals. So take a look at these numbers. Take a look at a team getting sent to the lobby. First team, second team out already. We said it was going to be hot. Huncho out of here.
That's crazy. That is not what you want to have happen. And I was curious to see where they fall on that leaderboard. They were sitting in 8th place with 60.8. They have eclipsed the threshold of 54 points that you are mentioning, but still, to have it all come down to the final Goj, this is just absolutely wild.
Yeah, and I think they're safe. And I think that's what you were saying there is like, I think they're going to be okay if math, you know, proves to be the same as last time. But that is going to be frustrating to sit back and just watch the lobby because they're in 8th place right now, but they're only at 60 points. And so it's like this tiny little margin and they just have to watch the rest of the lobby play out and just hope that things go their way. Oh, that is brutal. That is going to be so stressful when you have zero control of what happens next.
Team Tremze running into some issues now. They're not going to be in one of the safest spots. They're sitting in 38th place. Gulag will be mission critical for them. The Crystal Shots team here, Doomy on the screen, contending with squad number 8. You can see the pinch. One's already made a flank, but there's another squad in the distance, and we'll just have to see what occurs for them.
Crystal Shots, 7th place overall, looking pretty strong thus far. They've had a great tournament, very consistent. They've been hanging out in the top 10 since the very beginning of this game, consistently finding some kills, decent placement multipliers. They're doing great. They would love to continue that success and prepare for what's next. But again, a team that's likely safe, fighting, it looks like Team 8 on the other side, who maybe isn't as safe comparatively. And well, Dooms takes a couple hits, but it's just going to back off, and as he should. He doesn't need to risk anything at this point. Again, they're top 10, so they're looking fine.
Yeah, but Alex Crack on the other side is in 28th place, 31.8. Not fine, not safe. Would like to really jump into the top 20 if we can, but at the very least, go on to the last chance qualifier. You already saw the streaks get invested, so we'll just have to wait and see. Why do I feel like there's someone lurking from above in a tower to Team Alex Crack, and I don't like that for them.
Tony White's team, they've grabbed their loot, they've grabbed their cash and the resources, and now they're pushing the equation, trying to find some kills as needed. It looks like the team that they're fighting, Showstopper's actually cleaning up kills on the other side of the map, actually fairly aggressively separated from his team. And fortunately for Showstopper, Vision just goes massive, gets the knock, and then says, hey, here, hold this, as the C4 hits a down player in the face, and all of a sudden, Team Tony White's in trouble.
Just a Titan in the lobby in 5th place overall. You don't really want to run into them early in drop number 6, but Saini on the opposing side of this gulag from Tony White needs a strong performance here too, and pushes insanely. And all right, we're just trying to hold on there, but we pull into the prone player. Saini got cheeky, but still won it out.
All right, production. I want to make an executive decision. Tony White's team is at risk of being fully eliminated. We have to watch these gulags because if they both lose this, they will not make top 20. They will be relegated to LCQs. This is massive. Slayers 1v1, Impacts 1v1. I think Impacts might have won his. So let's see if Slayers can help his teammate out. Goes for the zip out and completely uncontested gets out of dodge. All right, we're good.
I literally was like, I am losing my breath over here. That is such a risky move to even try to pull. And we do it. Slayers, Impacts still alive. We'll get Tony White back, but a regain is necessary for that squad.
Ooh, yeah, that was stressful. But Millsy's team, another team, Team Physic, they're in 27th right now. And I want to be very clear about something. Our threshold cutoff from a math perspective, if history repeats itself, which it has several times now, we're looking at about 38 and a half points is going to be our cutoff for 32nd. That's at risk of relegation. This team is in 27th right now, but they only have 33.6 points after 5 maps. So it's not like they can just sit back on their laurels and say, okay, well, we make LCQs, we don't make regional finals. They want to make regional finals, still possible. They got to make sure they don't get relegated, and this is one way to do it. Wipe a really strong team out of the lobby early. If he could have grabbed a knock there, maybe Millsy has a chance, but we head back to the gulag because the life of the tournament's on the line. Farina has to win this. If not, Farina heads back to the lobby, Tiff.
Do not want to end here. And well, Farina able to live to see another day. Back on over to Team Physic here. Now on the roof of this building, we just saw Vision, Showstopper, and King AJ send Tony White's team to the gulag early. We don't want to see the same for our 24th place team on the leaderboard, Team Physic.
Well, Team Physic already with 4 kills on the back of Physic alone. This team seemingly doing something right this time around. 4 points will jump them up the leaderboard a little bit, but not enough to say that they're safe for LCQs. It's one of those weird flex positions. We got to pay attention to this team. They could be relegated, they can make LCQs, or they could make regional finals. Everything's still on the table, and not a lot of teams can say the same. So far, so good, and seemingly everything clear.
We're here just in the Opera House vicinity. Team number 37 flying back in. That's going to be Farina that we just witnessed in the gulag, looking for a regain possibility. But this area of the map is pretty vacant, so not bad for regain, but you have to start to think of when Circle 2 closes, we will get a fire sale at the beginning of Circle 3. So teammates will be cheaper. We can stock up on UAVs. Teams are going to be looking to grab advanced and hit that rotation on. The question is, where are we pulling towards?
Yeah, I really want to take a look at this map as it closes. Oh, production, I love you. Here's a quick look. Where's the next zone? And looks like we're headed towards Cargo. This is a further north pole than the last zone, albeit it was somewhat similar in the second. Now that we get to the third zone compared to last map, as a reminder, we were down there kind of north of city, right? And so when you start looking at this circle this time, Tip, I'm thinking we pull towards either Cargo or that kind of eastern side of C district, where basically team 10 was sitting right dead center between the two POIs, kind of hedging their bets that will be somewhere on the other side of them, either eastern side or western side.
Yeah, that gives you some high ground as well, but for Tony White finds himself in a bit of a pickle here, last alive for the squad. Smoke's going out, but when you've got the entirety of squad number 3 pushing, we just can't keep it together. Pro Urzen single-handedly ending Team Tony White in 22nd place.
Like we said before, a map win doesn't secure you anything besides a 2x multiplier. If you don't have the kills to boot, you're going to struggle. And I think with that elimination and that team fully sent to the lobby, Tony White, we'll be seeing you in LCQs, my friends. Hopefully you can make something crazy happen. We'd love to see you back on main stage in our global final, but we've got a lot of Warzone to be played until then. So LCQ, a couple weeks. See you later. Tiff, here we go. Let's lock it back in and see which other teams get fully eliminated and sent to the lobby, because there's a lot of fights going on all over the map. And I'm seeing Millsy fall. I'm seeing B Groovy's team nearly full wiped. This is brutal. But Prido, another team right on the fringe. Got to pay attention to them.
Yeah, and we're on that rotation here. just on the outskirts, on that south side, maybe looking for eliminations towards the edge or wanting to double back and hit the redeploy to cross the water. Either way, I'm okay with it because we are going to be one of maybe 6 teams still on this side of the water. But for Paxor, swinging with numbers, a nice 3v1. If you can isolate the remainder of Team 21, use that personal radar to give you any kind of information, that's going to be key. But for teams that have made it so far into cargo, Team Toyor still in Seaport. I'm talking about Fuzzin's squad that's been reaping the northern side, which is uncharacteristic. They've made a full circle wrap all the way to the north.
Toyor's team still at risk of relegation. You've got to pay attention to this squad. Paxor was another one, 17th place. Toyor, look, this team's been playing great today. They finally got that win. They're just not netting a crazy amount of points. They're right on the fringe of being okay. They're at 54.4 points in total and counting if they keep racking up a couple kills. And this is what we were talking about. Look at the total amount of players in this lobby as our third circle is closing. 75? We were seeing 75 in 5th and 6th zones, especially when we're pulling the city. Like, totally different game right now. Backs against the wall, everything on the line. People are making aggressive plays and either being punished for it or being paid for it.
Yeah, you talk about those aggressive plays. It was 100% Team Fuzzin. That squad is doing crazy things. Obviously, they start on that south side of Urzikstan, but we've seen them all over the map running into a lot of our teams that are on the bubble. And even Team Zany, who's found themselves in 25th place with 37.2, they're still over in Seaport, just south of Team Toyor. And for now, they're okay. But once that circle pulls, they have to get moving.
And this Paxor team, again, right on the fringe, 17th, 18th place going into this one. They've got a nice position on the edge of zone, but frankly, I don't know what they're going to be able to do with it besides just gain some information about where some of the other teams are. Here's a quick look at that zone, and as expected, pulling towards cargo, probably a south cargo finish or maybe mid cargo potentially. Team 33, right kind of dead center of the zone. Team 23 as well, both hanging out there. But I'm watching out for Team Showstopper as well. Where are they? Are they dominating this lobby? Where's Team Marcus? Are they good still? There's a lot of heavy hitting teams. You've been talking about Fuzzin's team. They're reaping the northern edge of the lobby right now. These top teams, they're just ruining this last map for everybody else. And that's their goal. They've made it. Let's play spoiler to some of these good teams that aren't quite safe.
Well, back on over here, they absolutely full sent Team Toyor, and we lost out on one. Here comes the push, Toyor himself in the room. Now, we'll see if we can keep him out. There goes the full, and well, only one player left alive, but it looks like they still had their gulag. So to have that for a safety net is quite nice, but Ali on the opposing side.
Gotta win this, Toyor. Keep your resources to yourself. Your team doesn't have that much money to go around. Nice early shots. Hits the shimmy shake. Trades back and forth. Does he know he's prone? No. Nice Molotov. Gets him weak, but it's not enough. Ali goes huge. Oh, that's a brutal loss.
All right, Palooka, your turn. Healy on the other side. We want to see as many of our players make it back to Urzikstan and don't want to leave anything to chance. Healy looking for angles. We're going to invest. The Semtex have to move, and that's one way to force yourself out of cover.
Good grief. This is stressful. Teams flag at each other. I saw, I believe, B Groovy drop a raid to the main channel, which means they're fully eliminated, I'm guessing. Probably inside the top 10, I think, at the end of the day, but still a little bit too close for comfort. We continue to watch these gulags because, again, these are so important in this final map. You lose these, you're sent to the lobby, you're done for the day. And wherever you're at on the leaderboard will likely stand. Puyo looking for it and cannot find his opponent. Not even a single bullet fire. That was brutal.
Gosh, they're in 21st place. 1.6 points separating them from 20th. And we do have one still back on the map, has the money for the buy, gets the buy off, but they're not alone and will fall. We get Puyo Jerry back in it, but hopefully Prido can win the gulag to at least get strength in numbers.
Yeah, this is brutal to watch and wait in anticipation. I mean, what are these players feeling right now? The Gulag's closing, the last chance to stay alive, the last chance to get back in, and frankly, was given a gift. The Gulag closed, didn't have an opponent, so he gets to fly back in for free. But where do you go from here? We pull to that kind of south side of Cargo, but as expected, Team 10, quick look at that mini-map. Look at Team 10. They've been hanging out there for the past 5 minutes, hoping that would pull somewhat central, holding teams trying to rotate in from that outer side with a bit of high ground between Cargo and Seaport. This is a very good location for them. Watch out. And on the other side, we've got Poyo just struggling with Prido to even do anything to get decent weapons, find any loot. They are in a brutal position, especially right on that fringe in 21st place.
Ground loot and a dream. They're already bunkering their money together to see if they can get their full numbers back. But back on board with Team Toyor. Now, granted, they did win drop number 4, already on 5 eliminations, but we still have to maneuver our way down through condos. And a squad that is going to need success here is just in the other building.
It's Paxor, about 15th place overall, roughly somewhere in that margin. Both teams need this. Paxor arguably a bit more. Want to secure their place into the regional finals, and they could do it with a team wipe on another team close by them on the leaderboard, Toyor down below. But if they do so and lose their lives, or even win the fight and lose a couple, there's so much risk with some of these fights that neither team want to take the chance. Not yet. Wait until it's forced upon them. And again, Team 10 just lurking, waiting for anyone to come their way. That's Splawick. With that sub we talked about there in the analyst booth, they've just been waiting on anyone to contest them. I can't imagine they have hardly any kills.
Yeah, but the issue is they're in 31st place on the leaderboard. That is the ultimate bubble, and they just have to stay alive and pick up eliminations on for that rotation. But for Squad 19, on your screen, we get the reset, we get the res, but it's not over yet. We've got Visions just ahead of us who needs these eliminations. Diablo falls, can't get in. And Bayer.
Tiff, 16th place. Life of regional finals on the line for Bayer. Got to make a move all by himself. Burden of responsibility entirely on his back. And Gas Mask is now gone. Has to make a move. It has to make a move now if he wants to make it into the zone. 3 people standing his way. Bayer down in 19th place. Will it be enough to maintain top 20? Who knows? A lot of math about to happen behind the scenes. So we're going to tap into the action, folks. 46 players left alive in the 6th zone. And frankly, this is more than I thought would be here as our 6th zone is closing. Everybody's still playing for those multipliers as all of a sudden Trims is in trouble, Tiff, as they push the equation. And well, I thought it was going to be a free kill. Certainly not the case. BKS tries to go big, but only gets 1.
It is so tough with Team Tremze. Now, mind you, this squad in 35th place needed every elimination that they can get. And we still have to hit that rotation, trying to make our way around straight towards Team Tremze. It's going to be that 11 on the mini-map in the building, but Toyor falls.
Paxor had a monster effort to get top 3 in one of our final zones before. All 3 alive. This team has set themselves up for success. Look at this zone pull. It is so out in the open, and it doesn't look like there's any vehicles to boot to use to cover. A couple of these teams have been lurking in the buildings nearby, but now everybody has to rotate out. I think Paxor made the move early. Paxor gets to the zone first, and no one punishes them for it. We see Team Wars finally get eliminated. We've got 12 teams left. The only vehicle is the one we just saw on our screen, and a quick buyback from Santify gives them something to work with, a double buy rather, with the vehicle. Finally able to sneak inside of the zone with 2 floating. If they can find some loot, Team 40, they can get back on the board. They can make a move for regional finals.
Up to a duo here for squad number 38. Team Tremze was still in it. Grabbing Nox as well. That's your 33rd position. That is so scary for teams. Now, this squad is on the cusp of making it to finals, just 2 positions out, and will need every bit of these eliminations that are available into the top 10.
This team started this map in 20th, by the way. This was the Fringe team. and they need kills, and they need them now, but they're getting flanked. Somebody from behind can rip her answer back. No, it's a full wipe. This team in trouble, massive trouble, but the math will come later. We have the final fight in front of us. Top 5. VDOT still alive, getting that 1.8 multiplier. Who is it? It's Cams going huge yet again in a final circle. They've been dominating all day today, and they're about to play spoiler for somebody else that needs the points. Looking for a win with all 3 alive at zone. Here comes Marcus, Team 21. They jumped to the top 10 right before this map, and yet again answering back to the win they had last map. Could we go back to back? Team Marcus grab the wipe. It's a full team wipe. 4 teams left, and they're able to get the revives. Team Marcus could be the first team to go back to back in our lower bracket here in World Series of Warzone.
Yeah, but we've got a lot of things on the line here. Team Zesty on the outside looking in for finals, and squad number 11, the last member. This team was outside the 30-second benchmark to even qualify for the last chance qualifier. Ooh. Can they do enough here? And well, you get another elimination on double digits. This is single-handedly saving their life of their World Series of Warzone tournament.
Suni on 10, make it 11. Suni goes huge. Tries to make a final play and can't close it out. But that, I believe, is a back-to-back win for Team Marcus. We asked where they were in the first half, and they said, Coach, don't worry, trust Gio. She knows what she's talking about. They are a back-to-back team. They are a second-half team. A massive victory in the final map. There's no question we'll be seeing this team in regional finals.
Yeah, to win 2 out of our 6 drops here in lower round 2, knowing that you had an astounding performance in lower round 1 with a 50% win rate. Okay, look, you just had to wake up and you do it in style. 12 elims the first time. I would love to see an improvement here for drop number 6.
Yeah, just a beautiful performance. I am so excited to look back at what happened in the final circle because, as a reminder, this was a huge play from Scuffology to keep their team alive. And here's a quick look at where they were. They rotated up the low side, pulling up into the zone. And this fight was a huge one. This is not some scrub team. This is a top 3 team in the competition today. Cams has been slaying out this lobby, and they made it look easy because Cams had no idea there was still a team on low side. Because of that, they get a full wipe, and specifically super important, they don't lose a single player to that fight, so they have player advantage going into this 3v2v 1v1.
Yeah, but Team Tremze right here on your screen, we're just prone, crawling on in. Look straight down the barrel at Team Zesty, who was just outside that 20th place threshold. I don't know if they did enough to advance on to the finals from here, but Team Tremze then goes into that 3v1v1 and just tries to pick up as many eliminations as they can to avoid going home. Let's bring up that victory moment because I'm ready for a celebration.